Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor podcast. Today we've got an extraordinary venue. Look at this, we're in Marina Port Vell, we're on board Motor Yacht VOLPINI 2, and I'm here with the captain. Good to see you, Captain.
Nice to see you as well.
Nathan McFadden.
Yep, correct.
I know I get that wrong, I'm sorry.
You did so well, McFadden.
It was going well until that point.
Yeah.
Basically this is about the TPA, so this is a service to do with VAT relief, especially when refits and work's being done on board the boat. So could you introduce yourself, a bit about the boat, a bit of context before we get into all the details?
Can do indeed. My name's Nathan, as he said, captain of VOLPINI 2. We're about an 8-year-old AMLs, 60 metre. I've been the captain for the owner through 2 lots of AMLs boats and probably been with him about 18 years. Part of that 18 years we've sat in Barcelona at Marina Port Vell. So we're very lucky to be in this area, in this location of the world, and also lucky to have the TPA that we're about to talk about.
Okay, and so let's have kind of a bigger picture view for a TPA. Why do you need it? What does it mean? What does it do?
Well, look, it's basically we can do a lot of works on the boat, even our marina stay, everything like that can be VAT free. So, you know, the VAT in Spain's about 22%, I think, or 20.
Yeah, I think it's 21, but
21%.
Yeah, around that
Yep.
level, yeah.
And so, obviously, if we're doing major works every year, the owner does make a serious, savings by having the TPA. Over the last few years, prices have been going up around the world, and the owners have been looking at different venues or different marinas to stay at. And what keeps us coming here and keeps being able to sell Barcelona or Spain is the TPA, because the savings you're not getting in other marinas around the world.
Okay, right, perfect. And in terms of actually benefiting from the TPA program, what do you have to do with the paperwork side, documentation? What does it relate to? How does that all work?
Sure. So when you first arrive in the port or in Spain or in Barcelona as we are, you basically have to apply through Evolution to be, for the TPA to be opened and to be VAT exempt. Normally at the time you tell them how much you're going to spend, because there's different percentages depending on the amount of money you spend, which, Evolution obviously can't do this for free, so they have a percentage of the total that you're going to spend. They will take in fees and administration, and there's a lot of administration. It's not an easy job, so they do need to be paid for it. So we come in this year, we're looking at probably spending about €1 million during the refit, with a potential savings of about €200,000, which is sizable. And then depending, like I said, on that amount you're going to spend is how much the fee that Evolution takes.
Okay, so right at the start, you kind of say, here's the plan,
Yep.
roughly.
You
here's
have a
the
guide.
size of the refit and the planned expenditure. And then in terms of the administration and making sure it's all documented correctly, do Evolution take on all that workload?
They take on pretty much everything
Right,
for
okay,
you, yeah. The only thing we really have to do is when you sign up for your TPA, Evolution will send you a package, and that will basically guideline how all the contractors will bill you. So that's an easy guide. You send that on to your contractors, and most of the same, all the suppliers and contractors locally, they're all been with us a long time.
They'll be used to it.
Yeah, so they're used to it.
Yeah,
so they just basically, instead of billing the yacht, they bill Evolution. Okay. Evolution pays the bill on your behalf. Yeah. You just got to make sure you're topping up their account. And anything that's not covered, Evolution's very quick at telling you, sorry, that doesn't qualify for TPA. So what we do then is we separate the things that are TPA and things that aren't. And then you just individually pay them yourself, and everything else goes through the TPA.
But knowing that and that administration is kind of the value, right? They understand the system so well.
Yeah, I don't know what. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's...
Yeah, you're a yacht captain.
Exactly, but it feels like you're an accountant. So half the time it's trying to push everything through, and then getting a little bit pushed back at you. Because obviously at the end we have to close the TPA. You normally have to give a couple of weeks notice that you're going to close. You can't just leave the country. You can't just go wherever you want. Even if we go out for sea trials or whatever, we have to announce to Evolution, then tells the authorities.
Right, it's important where the boat
very
actually
important.
is, right?
You can't just leave the country and do what you want. Even out for a sea trial, we could be liable for that 200,000 in VAT.
but all that guidance is kind of given by evolution.
Yeah.
Hey, are we okay to do this? Are we not? What would happen?
Exactly.
So you get that guidance, happy days, and then right at the end, it's all documented, all the invoices are in, etc. And does it then just become one transaction that's easy from the accounting point of view? How does
every
it work?
single one is an individual transaction. So it's just like you're normally paying invoices yourself.
Yeah.
So we keep topping up, say, Evolution with 50 grand or 100 grand or whatever you want to top them up with.
Yeah.
And then they pay out of your fund.
Yeah.
And then when you get low on funds, you obviously top up again. And it's just basically individual, but it's just through a different, it's like a third party instead of straight from us.
And then right at the very end, it'll be like, okay, here was the VAT bill, VAT bill, here's the relief on it. That's now yours.
And obviously,
happy days.
yeah, when you give them the notice that you're going to depart, the authorities could come down and check. They've got to, they can't just blindly believe everything. So they might come down and go, well, show us this. Will show us what you've done here.
Yeah.
So that happens.
And you can say, there you go, Evolution.
Well, they bring them on and we'll have a look and we see the paperwork, but it's all very clear. It's just using a third party. And this is a big savings, like we said. And if you're going to the shipyard at MB92, you're going to save a lot more. We're only sitting side 2 in the marina. And we're saving a couple of $100,000 a year. Imagine what a shipyard's doing with a big refit or something like that. But I think most of the shipyards are very similar to that operation. But
okay, magic. And just out of interest, where are you off to next? So
next for us,
Spain, what's the plan?
Well, we're going to go down for fuel down to Gibraltar.
Right, okay.
So we'll go down for fuel, and obviously at the moment the fuel prices are going up.
I'm sure Gibraltar's busy.
Yeah, I'm sure Gibraltar's busy. So we're going to do that, and we start our season around France in May.
Lovely, right,
we've got plenty of time. I think even with regards to, we're here for a long period of time, about 7 months, so it's obviously worth us signing up to the TPA. But I think even short term, if you're just in here for a couple of months, it's still worth signing up. 1,200 to save potentially, 18, 20, 21%.
Yeah, no-brainer.
So it's a no-brainer, really. So
super. Thank you very much, Captain Nathan.
thank you.
Thanks for coming on the
Have you
podcast.
a great
Best
day.
of luck with everything, and enjoy Southern France as
Thank
well
you,
when you get
everybody.
there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.